Should I start this review off with a question? Should I say what's on my mind? Okay, how late is too late to make a movie sequel? 5 years? 7 years? How about if the last film was released on VHS? How about if the last film was 4 presidential administrations ago? Or if there have been not one, not two, but 8 Spider-Man movies since then? Or if that year Jean-Claude Van Damme had a movie that opened at number 1? Anyway, let's talk about the sequel to Bulletproof. Alright, despite all that stuff I said in the intro, I went into Bulletproof 2 with an open mind. Being pleasantly surprised by a movie that you thought would be terrible is one of the best things about being a cinephile. Plus, the original Bulletproof with Damon Wayans and Adam Sandwiches was already terrible, so it's not like they're ruining a classic. Well, shoot, this movie even admits that the original was a piece of garbage.
I got a question for you. Did you ever see that shitty movie they made about us?
Of course I've seen it.
It made me Jewish. Look how tall I am. I am the opposite of Jewish. Mustache strong. They should have got someone like Daniel Day-Lewis, maybe Tom Selleck, just someone that's got a strong stash.
They made me a Wayans.
Yeah, but that's handsome. You scored. The Wayans are all gorgeous, and they got the abs like they've been to prison. Adam Sandler? He doesn't have an ab. He can't even grow a mustache.
Alright, if you're confused, let me explain. Bulletproof 2 is a meta-sequel. In the universe of Bulletproof 2, Bulletproof 1 is a based-on-true events movie, and Wayans and Sandwiches were actors playing the real-life Jack and Archie. I guess that's kind of a clever way to work around the fact that they had to recast the parts for the sequel, and it does save me a, wow, Damon Wayans really let himself go joke. But that's the only nice thing I'm going to say about this movie. This is the first 2020 movie that I've seen, and unless this is the absolute worst year for movies in the 120 plus years of cinema, Bulletproof 2 is going to be on my year-end worst list. Probably really high, maybe number 1. This was an excruciating experience and just an enormous waste of time. The meta plot, even though I do like it in theory, does not work at all. So Jack goes undercover to infiltrate this crime family, and to do this, he assumes the identity of Archie Moses because he had a connection with one of the deceased partners in prison. The family never met him, so he has no problem convincing them that he's Archie. The problem is, he had a whole movie made about him. Has no one in this criminal organization seen Bulletproof? If not, good on them for making better movie-watching decisions than me, but why would you go undercover as a man who had a movie made about him in which he helps a cop take down criminals? If you have that much of a death wish, just go undercover as a guy named Harry Callahan, why don't you? So things go wrong, and the criminals come after the real Archie, and he and Jack need to work undercover to stop some nonsense plot involving gift cards and money transfers. He's mad about getting roped into all this, to the point of blowing Jack's cover at one point and revealing to the murderous villains that he's a cop. This was basically the worst part of the movie for me, for one thing. By selling out Jack, he's also blown his cover too, since they're working together, and whatever fate Jack meets, he will share in it. And secondly, that's a really terrible thing for one of the heroes of the movie to do, and completely out of character for Archie. There's a lot wrong with Archie in the first film. He was a thief, he helped move drugs, and he was really yelly and not funny. But he had a redeeming quality, and that was that he valued loyalty. He was hurt when Jack betrayed him and revealed that he was a cop at the beginning of the film, but he forgave him because he was his friend and was loyal to the point of taking a bullet for him. To have Archie sell out Jack is incredibly lazy writing that betrays the characters in order to move the plot along. Now let's talk about the rating. Bulletproof 2 is rated R. As such, I expect a little bit of vulgarity. What I didn't expect was, and I'm not exaggerating, over 100 references to male genitalia and over 200 uses of frick. I'm not a prude. Quentin Tarantino and Kevin Smith made some of my favorite movies, but this movie is 90 minutes long. They reference the man parts more than once per minute. I don't think they talk about prostates that much in prostate exams. I started feeling like my ears were bleeding. Overall, I hated this movie. It was just terrible. Watch almost anything else before watching this. I'll give it a 1 out of 10.